voy a dar por comenzado el panel número 1, Conocimientos, Lecciones y Reflexiones de una vida en la Ingeniería. Knowledge, Lessons and Reflections of a Life in Engineering. Conocimientos, lecciones y reflexiones de una vida en la Ingeniería. I'm sorry about my Brazilian Portuguese. Soy Jorge Alberto Vanegas Pavón, el presidente electo de API para el 2020 hasta el 2022 y voy a ser el moderador del panel. El panel está integrado de el doctor Robert Bishop, que nos va a hablar sobre un círculo de descubrimiento, soluciones locales a problemas globales. La segunda conferencia magistral es del doctor Kumare Sinha, que nos va a hablar sobre sus reflexiones de una vida en ingeniería de transportes. La conferencia número 3 es del ingeniero Rafael Antonio Ramírez Ríos, que nos va a hablar sobre atención a los huracanes en el sector eléctrico, seguido de una conferencia del doctor Robert Hale Montgomery, que nos acompaña desde España, trabajando en el Banco Mundial para acabar la pobreza extrema y promover de manera compartida la manera sostenible en las Américas. Al final tendremos preguntas y respuestas, así que si tienen alguna pregunta, por favor póngalas en el chat. Y le voy a pedir el favor a Reginald Basson que revise el chat mientras manejo yo el panel, por si hay alguna pregunta para poderla hacer al final. Así que tengo el placer de introducir y presentar al doctor Robert Bishop. Robert, I have your slides. And just tell me when you want the next. Robert?
Okay, thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My message is one of hope. We have been given a gift of hundreds of years of excellence in engineering education. We have opened doors revealing new possibilities for a better world, a world that is now struggling with challenges in energy and water, health, the environment, transportation, economy, education, and of course, now the COVID pandemic. Engineers will play a key role in the solutions to these problems, and systems thinking, which is a way of viewing problem solving that is very normal for most of us on this call, will lead the way. There are global forces at work that are attempting to drive the direction of engineering research and education, but we cannot be satisfied with merely reacting to external pressures. We are compelled to understand and control as best we can the direction of education to produce outcomes that meet our mission as engineers to make the world a better place. Now, revolutions in educational thinking and practice unfold according to natural time constants that I believe are longer than we can afford to wait this time. Our journey begins with the first step. And if that step is bold, the possibilities are vast. Indeed, across the globe, we are embarking on a campaign to address global challenges, seeking game-changing multidisciplinary solutions. Next slide. Next slide.
Next slide. That one?
Next slide, please.
I am trying to do that. We have a technical glitch. If you give me a second.
Okay. Sorry.
Somehow it's encrypted.
I can keep talking though, no problem without the slide.
While I figure it out, I'll catch up.
That would be good. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a shared purpose, and that shared purpose is that we share the same world. We must build bridges across our campuses and around the globe to create linkages aimed at preparing students and faculty to address the world's challenges by transforming the educational experience. We offer to reflect the global multidisciplinary traits of our modern world. Next slide. So as I think about what is engineering in the next 50 years, then I start to think about, well, actually, what is engineering in the next 25 years or even in the next 5 years? And I think the global pandemic has made it such that things are going to change. And I see 6 characteristics of engineering in the next coming years. Number one, our programs must be relevant and multidisciplinary. Number two, they must be sustainable and resilient, especially resilient to pandemics. We cannot continue to open and close the universities. Digital and massively online. But yet we must have an on-campus experiential learning activities as well, because there's more to going to college than just learning mathematics and engineering and science. And the last two are that must be affordable and it must be global. So I see a two-pronged balanced approach. We must seed scholarly activities and initiatives support faculty building sustainable programs of innovative teaching from research. So I see teaching and research as being one and the same. And we must enhance our curriculum to provide self-sustaining student active learning. And if one thing we've learned from the pandemic is that students are adaptable and resilient as are faculty. Next slide. So I like to think about a circle of discovery. I think what's important for me here is that we're trying to solve global challenges, but we need to approach that with local solutions. We tend to focus so much on the big name schools and the ranking that sometimes we forget about our local communities. And actually, if you want to be impactful, you can't forget about your local community. So the way I think about it is, along the bottom of my axis, I have active learning, collaborative learning, and inductive learning. And most of us are involved in active learning. Students solve problems, answer questions, and so forth. Cooperative learning is something that we do as well. Students work on teams and they work on problems. But we really need to move towards, and we are, but we need to move more quickly towards inductive learning, where students are actually solving problems in the classroom in the context of addressing global challenges. So as you move from active learning to inductive learning, things get more complex in the classroom. Technology becomes a bigger factor. And then on the vertical axis, I have research activity, from minimal activity to moderate activity to high research activity. I think it's very important for us to know where we lie on this circle of discovery, because you can reach global challenges from a variety of ways. Some universities are mostly teaching, but if they continue to move towards inductive learning, they can get to the circle and ultimately help solve global challenges. Some universities are very focused on research, but again, if they can push towards the right on collaborative learning and inductive learning, they can again get to that circle of discovery. For me, the best way is the balanced approach, where you have some research, you have some teaching, and you work towards the next step. So the people who need design ingenuity the most, the poorest 90% of the global population, have historically been deprived of it. And to me, this is the point we need to continue to build our precision as engineers to bridge that with our passion for caring for people. Next slide. So what should we be doing now? 3 things. We should be reimagining the curriculum focused on student-centered learning, but moving towards inductive learning, where we're actually solving real problems, not problems that we make up. We increase our attention on scholarly work addressing global challenges and helping people. And we tie those 2 together. And then we have to continue to respond to the rising expectations of faculty, students, industry, and other constituents. So what are our challenges? Next slide. We have 4 challenges as I see it. First of all, strategic plans and directions. We currently have, in my opinion, a winners and losers mentality. When you create a strategic plan, there's winners and there's losers. And I think this is wrong. This is old thinking. We can't continue that mentality when we create our strategic plans and pick our directions. The second challenge is going to be resource allocation. There's never enough to go around. We know that, and there's not much we can do to impact that, I believe. The third is teaching versus research. There's this mentality of thinking in higher education in some places that you're either a teacher or you're a researcher, okay? We've got to get past that. And finally, the business mindset is often counter to academic principles. Yet this business mindset is key to bringing technology and innovation to the marketplace. So I just want to conclude by saying that, to quote one of our presidents, US presidents in the early 20th century, if you want to make enemies, try to change something. So with that, I will thank you for inviting me into the Pan American Academy of Engineering. It is an honor, and I look forward to working with you over the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bishop. That was very provocative, and as an educator, I fully agree with everything you said. So,
thank you.